Hey guys, what's going on? It's Waldo Taylor here with episode number 4 of our Arizona Diamondbacks franchise here on Out of the Park Baseball 16. You see a record there, 27 and 25. I'll get to that in a second. And Chris Owings captures, what was that, hitter of the week? Well, good for him. But as you see, we are at the first year player draft. These are the top 10 prospects. Supposedly, Trenton Clark is probably a familiar name as he was in the draft last year, but I suppose he didn't sign. First five picks: Minnesota, Colorado, Milwaukee, Texas, and Philadelphia. But let's go to the team home screen and take a look. So, as I mentioned, 27 to 25. We were actually second place in the division. As you can tell, the division it's not very good this year. Los Angeles leading the way, at 35 and 15. The we clock in at second at 27 and 25, and then the next three teams all under 500: Colorado at 22 and 30, San Francisco at 21 and 29, and San Diego at 20 and 30. We are actually, I believe, a few games out of the wild card because, as you see, St. Louis 27 and 22. We are 27 and 25, so we are actually three back in the loss column. So actually, let's just go take a look at the standings real quick. So if we look at wild cards, we are 1.5 games back of the St. Louis Cardinals, which is not a bad place to be. So even though we're really far back in the NL West, see, we are 9 games back in the NL West. We are only 1.5 games back in the wild card race. The injury bug has hit us this year. Sean Armstrong, he's out for 3 months. What happened to him? He had shoulder inflammation. Daniel Hudson, he's out for 6 to 7 more weeks. He tore his meniscus. And Andrew Chaffin, who's having not too good of a year for us, but regardless, he's out for another 3 months with a ruptured tendon in his finger. Charlie Blackmon was injured at one point. So our National League rankings: 10th in runs scored, 6th in batting average, 9th in OBP, 11th in home runs, tied for 4th in stolen bases, 7th in runs against, 8th in starters ERA, 3rd in bullpen ERA, a really big improvement over last year, and 6th in defensive efficiency. And Kyle Kendrick apparently has a 2.67 ERA. Surprising, but let's go to our pitching staff first. Take a look at how they're doing. So you see Brandon Morrow, he is not having a very good year, especially after that extension. There we go. A 5.01 ERA. What is his FIP? His FIP is 5.34, so not a good year all around. It's starting to be a little bit concerning. Patrick Corbin, he's having an okay year, 3.97 ERA. Josh Johnson, he hasn't gotten injured yet, which is good, and it's good that we signed him to that extension, I suppose, because he's leading the team, at least from the starter's point of view, with a 2.83 ERA. Ruby De La Rosa with a 3.03 ERA, so another good season for him. And his FIP is 3.86, so that's not too bad. Johnson's FIP is 3.64. And Aaron Blair, we called him up to replace Daniel Hudson. I was going to call up Archie Bradley, but he was not doing very well down there in AAA with the Reno Aces. So I called up Blair because he was doing a bit better. And aside from this start right here against the Milwaukee Brewers, he's actually not having a bad season. Debut 4.07 ERA. I'm completely fine with that. And our bullpen here, you can see they're doing good. We actually picked up Yervis Medina off of waivers because I liked his ratings. Obviously, his changeup looks like it's never going to develop. But regardless, his stuff and movement are good. His fastball and curveball are good. So I decided to pick him up. A 4-star guy. Why not? We called up Jake Barrett when I believe Sean Armstrong went down. I think that's what we called up. I don't know. I forget why we called this guy up. But he's having an okay debut season. He's been up in the bigs for 37 days, 3.77 ERA. His FIP is 3.13, so he might be getting just a little bit unlucky. Jesus Bustamante, this was that free agent signing we made back in February. He actually had a rough start to the year. His ERA was over 5 at one point, but now he's looking, at least he's improving. A 4.32 ERA. And Jimmy Sherfy, very good in a middle relief role, 2.30 ERA. Dan Runzo, he's doing okay in his setup role. Marmol turning out to, he's paying pretty big dividends for us, at least here early, with a sparkling 0.79 ERA. His FIP is 3.68, so we'll see if he regresses a bit. I'm sure he will. And Evan Marshall having another solid season as our closer with a 2.63 ERA. So now let's go to lineups, and let me just make sure regular season and yes. Okay, so David Peralta leading the way in OPS with an 891, hitting 297 with 332 OBP, 11 home runs, which is pretty surprising to be honest. You see his home run parity only 50 with 38 RBIs and 3 stolen bases. His BABIP is 318. Goldschmidt once again, having another solid year, 275 average with a 381 OBP, 57 strikeouts, 230 walks, 10 homers, 29 RBIs, and OPS of 884. And the last guy on this team OPSing over 800 is actually our young catcher, Oscar Hernandez. He's hitting 252 with a 328 OBP, a 478 slugging percentage, 5 homers, 16 RBIs, 37 strikeouts, 215 walks. That's roughly a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Now we get down to Nick Ahmed, 286 average, 337 OBP. He has 2 stolen bases. He's been caught stealing 5 times. That's not really that good. Only 21 strikeouts to 13 walks, so not too bad. Jace Peterson, obviously he was the guy we got in that trade with the Tigers in the offseason. That was the one where Chris Owings went to Detroit. 267 average, 346 OBP, 31 strikeouts to 23 walks. He only has that 1 home run, but he's stolen 8 bases, only caught twice, BABIP of 310. And the last guy OPSing over 700 on this team, Danny Hechavarria. So it looks like it's good that we kept him. He's batting 289 to 320 OBP. I don't like his strikeout to walk ratio that much, 39 to 8. And it does say he's, avoid Ks. It's a 55, but his eye is only a 40, so I can kind of see why he's not drawing that many walks. But regardless, 4 stolen bases has not been caught yet. Oh, that's Pollock. Oops. 3 stolen bases. He's been caught twice. Now we move down to the 2 guys OPSing over 600. AJ Pollock is having a bit of a better season this year than he did last year. 261 average. His OBP is not over 300. I'd like to see that improve. 42 Ks to 8 walks. He does have 4 home runs. He has stolen 4 bases and has not been caught. Hector Gomez, our backup second baseman and shortstop, hitting 239, and now we get down to the guys OPSing over 500 and 400. Jake Lamb, once again, he's not doing very well in a backup role. 167 average. He does have 1 home run. His BABIP is 286, OBP 217. Ender Inciarte looks like last year was probably a bit of a fluke, so we might end up trading him at the deadline. I'm not too sure. A 202 average with 3 home runs, no stolen bases, or 6 stolen bases, excuse me. So, obviously he's good defensively, but his WAR this year, it's actually negative at a 0.2. And even though we'd have team control over him for, roughly 5 more years, oh, excuse me. You see, he puts himself above the team, so maybe this is a guy we look to trade at the deadline. I'm not too sure, but obviously he's having a rough year. So, obviously don't want to see that. Our backup catcher, Juan Centeno, I mentioned when we signed him that I wasn't looking for him to contribute offensively, and wouldn't you know it, he's not, but his WAR this year is actually negative as well. But I did like his defensive rank, so I can only hope that he's doing well at that. Charlie Blackmon, he got injured earlier in the year, and he's not having good years. Our backup outfielder, 143 average, 421 OPS, and then this guy who we signed just based on his defensive ratings. You see, he's the second backup at every other position other than catcher and first base, not doing anything with the bat. He's appeared in 22 games, 32 at bats, 3 hits in 32 at bats, 33 plate appearances. He has scored a run, so I suppose that's good. And I imagine his WAR is not very good yet, negative 0.7. And he has a high opinion of himself for some reason or another. So, regardless, we're going to go to the first year player draft. We have the 13th pick. As I mentioned, the Twins, Rockies, Brewers, Rangers, and Phillies are the first 5 picks, followed by the Mariners, White Sox, Red Sox, Marlins, and Orioles rounding out the top 10. Then the Rangers, Padres, us, Rays, and Reds in the top 15. So let's continue the draft. And we are going to auto draft until the next pick. So I'm going to actually go to all players this time. And scroll all the way up. So Herbert Eisers here. I drafted him in a Phillies franchise I'm doing off camera, and he actually turned out to be a pretty solid player. His contact and avoid Ks does not look to be that good. Whoops. Okay. Now, before I do that, I just want to see if there's somebody here that I'm gonna want to draft later. Sorry about this, guys. I'm pretty sure this is the draft where he's in. Yes, it is. So this is definitely a guy I'm gonna look to draft later. Jonathan Geddes. I've seen both in my experience and I've seen on YouTube. This guy turns out to be a heck of a player. So I'm definitely gonna draft this guy. That way I don't have to trade for him later. It's a normal sign, so we should be able to get him pretty easily. But obviously, we're not going to do that right now because although does usually turn out to be a clear first round talent, he's only rated half a star with a 1-star potential right now, so we're not going to worry about that right now. So let's sort by potential. Okay, so let's look. So our head scout seems to like these 4 guys at the top. Ben Baird. Come on. Oh, whoops. Christian Bullock, TJ Collett, and Herbert Iser. So that seems to be the 4 guys that our head scout Logan White likes the most. So is he rated higher by OSA? No, he's not. That typically tends to be the case. Maybe this guy, Christian Bullock. Wouldn't mind getting this guy. TJ Collett. He can't avoid Ks, but everything else seems to be very good. I think we're going to go with TJ Collett. This guy seems like he could be a very good relief pitcher, but I'm obviously not going to draft him right now. Ratings are good though. Yeah, so I think, okay, this is a guy I might target in the next round. This is a speed and defense guy, which is obviously not a bad thing, but okay, so I suppose there's an easier way to do this, but I think we're going to actually go with Christian Bullock as our first pick in the 2016 draft. Impossible sign. And his demand is 2,600,000. Um, hmm. Call it's an extremely hard sign. He's an okay. So either way, we're gonna take a risk drafting one of these guys. Izer's just a hard sign. Do I want Izer or do I want Bullock? I'm not too sure. His avoid K's 35, could be 45. His avoid K's is the same 50, 55, 60, 55. 50, 55, 60, 65. Actually, I think I'm going to go with Herbert Iser, and if Bullock's there in the next round, I think I'm going to take a shot on him. So he only wants the recommended slot, so we're going to draft it off of the slots. So there's our pick, catcher Herbert Iser. So until next pick by Arizona. Is Bullock still going to be there? He is, so it was good that we didn't take him. Now, actually, let me make sure, because I should have probably looked to see what Geddes was rated by OSA, because I know a lot of OSA tends to favor pitchers that our head scout does not, so that does kind of worry me. What does, oh, okay, so he is still there. What does OSA, oh yeah, so OSA, yeah, okay. So we're actually going to call an audible here and take Jonathan Geddes, because I don't want to risk not having him. He only wants the recommended slots. We're going to draft him off of the slots until next pick. So that's one of the benefits of playing this game for a while. You tend to know what players, at least a couple times, not a couple times. What am I trying to say? You tend to know what players tend to work out and what players tend to not work out. And obviously, it's not the same. Like I've traded for Urias in several franchises, and in only one of them he worked out. In that one he worked out, and I was like, okay, well now I can safely trade for this guy. But in every other franchise I traded for him, he did not pan out. So it is obviously a crapshoot. It's never the same, but you do at least have like your own scouting report, I guess you could say, on who's going to work out and who won't work out. Ooh, Hunter Parsons, Cole Reagan. So actually, let me look at OSA. Hold on, because they do tend to favor pitchers a little bit highly. Cole Reagan's. Oh, I think I'm actually going to draft Cole Reagan's here. It's probably not the smartest thing to do, not listening to our head scout, but I do kind of like Reagan's here. So we're going to go until the next pick. If Parsons is still there, I'm going to take him. Oh, he is still there. Yeah, I'm going to take Parsons. Easy sign. What's his demand? Slot? Yeah, definitely. Draft him off the slot. Okay, so now I think definitely we're going to look at our head scout ratings, see who he likes. So he still likes this Ben Baird guy. I'm not. I mean, his contact gap power and home run power is good, but I suppose I could take a shot on him. He only wants the slot, so. Oh, well, Bill Benson's still there. Yeah, so here's a slugger type of player. He has good gap power, home run power. His eye's actually not that bad, but he's gonna have trouble just hitting the ball, and his avoid Ks is not very good. OSA doesn't favor his power as much as our head scout does. Alright, well, I think I'm actually going to take Ben Baird. He only wants the slots. We're drafting off the slot until the next pick. Then, if Benson's still there, I'll take him. And he is. So now I'm going to take Benson. Draft the player until next pick. What round are we in? Round 7. Let's just take a look at some of these guys here real quick. Maybe Nathan Blake. And Carlos Cortez is definitely an option. I think I'm actually going to take Carlos Cortez. Ooh, Jacob Abbott. I like that. I think Abbott is actually going to be the guy. Yeah, I like Abbott. Yeah, okay, we're going to go with Abbott. So Jacob Abbott. Draft the player. And until the next pick. DJ Wilson maybe. Could always use some outfield help. Yeah. OSA doesn't like him, but our head scout likes him. I like his eye. Very easy sign. Okay, yeah, we'll take a shot on DJ Wilson, definitely. Draft player. Next pick. Okay, so Blakeney and Cortez are gone. That's who I was going to draft if they fell. Let's take a look at OSA, see who they like. Maybe Tyler Duvall. Yeah. Who's our head scout think we should take? I imagine there's going to be some bit of disagreement. Drew Blakely. Eh, I mean, is this the best we can get at this point? I don't know. I suppose once you get into this round, it really turns into a crapshoot. But holding Groff, what does OSA think of him? Maybe Jalen Harrison. Ooh. Okay, yeah, we're gonna take Jalen Harrison. Oh, impossible sign though. Yeah, I don't feel like wasting a lot of money on him. What round is this? 7th, 8th, 9th? Yeah, I don't feel like spending all my money on a 9th round pick. Maybe this guy, Justin Levy. Drew Parrish. I would say kind of likes him. Yeah, let's get Drew Parrish, and then I'll let where did he go? Where did Drew Parrish go? Oh, there's Drew Parrish. Okay. So let's get Drew Parrish. Extremely hard, but that's okay. We're gonna draft him, and then we're just gonna let our scouting director complete the draft. So I'm happy with our picks. I do think this draft was a bit better than our last draft, but obviously we're not going to find out for several years at the very least. Did you know Wilson Ramos walked 4 times in an extra inning game? No, I didn't. Wow. Yeah, so this does take a little bit of time to complete here. 50% now, which is good. Oh, come on. Danny Graves was the only major leaguer born in Vietnam, so now if anybody ever has a gun to your head and asks, yo, who's the only major leaguer born in Vietnam? Tell me and I won't shoot you. You know the answer to that now. Okay, so negotiate with draftees. I imagine we don't want any of these guys. Denelson Ellickson. Oh, that's the best name ever. Christopher Lincoln. I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but they're impossible signs. How about, like, I doubt this will work, but, like, I'll sign you for maybe, like, because I really am not, how about 300,000? How about 350? Because I like him a bit better. And here's this guy. Okay. How about, I like you better than all the other guys. 400,000. Bang. Okay. So I will cut out until we receive news on whether everyone will sign with us. So I will be right back. Okay, so we have news on all of our draftees that we need to sign. So not surprisingly, Ellickson, Lincoln, and Heflin did not like the amount of money we offered. That's really not a surprise to me, and I really don't care that much that we didn't get them. But we did get Hunter Parsons, we did get Cole Reagans, we did get Jonathan Geddes, Ben Baird, and our first-round pick Herbert Iser. Another bit of news: Adam Jones, his career is probably over. The 30-year-old center fielder received the harrowing news yesterday. Orioles team officials were notified that Jones had suffered irreparable damage and would not recover from a broken hand, at least not enough to be able to resume his baseball career. So that's a shame. He was having an okay year, 251 average, 14 homers, but no, actually, no, he wasn't. That was actually last year. Oh well, so now I believe I will just cut out until we reach the All-Star rosters, and then I'll cut out once again until we reach the trade deadline. So I will be right back. Stick around. Okay, so I always forget about this, but the Internet's free agent signing period has begun, I should say. We did try to claim Taiwan Walker, but a different team with a higher priority has claimed the player, so we did not get Taiwan Walker. Oh well. But let's just take a look here and see who is in the free agent market. And this is Logan White, so apparently this is the guy right here. And I don't like that, so really not. I mean, his power potential is great, don't get me wrong, but I'm not really a big fan of that. So we're just gonna probably go for some guys. To be honest, I really don't like any of these people. Oh, I like that guy though. Yeah, but he only has like a changeup. I really don't like any of these guys. Maybe this guy. No. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna sign any international free agents. This class is terrible. Yeah, no. What does Osei have to say about these guys? Do you like anybody better? Maybe this guy? He'd be okay bullpen piece, I guess. It's the guy that we weren't gonna sign. No. Okay, we'll sign this guy, this Ernesto Marine guy. Yeah. How much does he want? Okay, so we're just gonna offer him about 9 90. So let's see if we get any news from him. If we don't get it in the next couple days, I will just simulate until the All-Star rosters get announced. And I believe I will do just that. So, as I said earlier, I'll simulate until the All-Star rosters are. Oh, I said that. No, I thought Josh Johnson was out. Oh, wow. No, the Rangers are offering him more money. How about 1.5? Okay, well, this guy gets back to us in a timely manner, which is good to see. Oh, come on, please. This is like the one guy I want. We're playing Oakland. Draft pick signing deadline is tomorrow. I don't believe we get any compensation picks. Okay, good. We got Ernesto Marin. So, that is good to see. Hopefully, he turns out to be a good signing. We just went 14-1. Can we win this game to get back to 500? Yes. So, okay, nope, no competition picks. Okay, so I will cut out once again until we reach the All-Star roster announcing date thing. Okay, that didn't go well, but I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back here. It is July 18th. The All-Star teams were announced yesterday, and we entered the All-Star break with a 47-43 record, so not too bad at all. The Dodgers are clearly running away with the division, but regardless, our owner Ken Kendrick sent us a midseason review of our goals. So team record. I knew there was a good reason to give you that big contract. You were like big contract. You were doing a great job with the team during the first half of the season. Keep it up during the second half so we can hit our goal to don't suck completely. Yes. Extend your player. Good work on getting the extension for Josh Johnson so quickly. No point in delaying what we all knew was the right move. All right, good stuff. I love seeing happy families at games, and we're certainly seeing a lot more than this year than we have in the past. Keep them coming out, and I'll keep being happy with your work. Awesome. Increase profit. We seem to be right on track to completing this goal. Keep watching the financials and make sure the team doesn't slip on the field, and I'll be a very happy camper. Let's go. But regardless, I'm worried with your performance in accomplishing the goals I had set out for you. I feel similarly about your handling on the teams, on field, and front office management. Good stuff. So we can't do anything right. But the All-Star rosters were announced. Trade proposal. What is this? Oh, yo, we can get Alex Rodriguez. Oh my gosh. Should we do it? No, we're not going to do it. But, okay, the All-Star roster. So let's see who we got. Did Chris Owens make it first of all? I don't see him. Nope, I don't think Chris Owens made it. Jose Alvarez. Wow, look at that. Phillies acquire Tyler Pastornicki from Rangers for cash. Okay. That was actually like real life. Like I just got there from that. Cole Hamels made it. Quintana's on the Giants now apparently. All right. Dan Rensler made it. Anybody else make it? Paul Goldschmidt made it. Who else made it? Chase Utley, but he's not on our team. I just obviously Phillies fan Chase Utley. He's injured, so he won't be going. So we're the only guy. Yep, the only guys we got were Goldschmidt and Rensler. So not too bad. But once again, as I mentioned earlier, I will now cut out until we reach the trade deadline. Okay, so we are at the trade deadline. I believe this is the fourth game of our four-game series with the Phillies. Has it been 4 games? I forget. Yep, so this was a four-game series with the Phillies, and we've won 2 out of 3 so far. But obviously today is the trade deadline, and I'm not really sure what I want to do. So I said I was going to look to maybe trade in Ciarte or like maybe find somebody to replace him, but the homies actually picked it up a lot. You remember he was hitting like under 200? Like now he's hitting 263. Like this guy is like really caught fire lately, which is nice to see. So I don't think we need to do that. I mean, I'm trying to think what we need, but so obviously we don't need a first baseman. We don't need a third baseman. Catching's fine. Our shortstop is fine. Our left fielder's fine. Or I guess that's our right fielder, right? Yeah, our outfield is fine for the most part. I could use a better center fielder though. AJ Pollock's not getting it done, which is disappointing to see, to say the least. Blackman, I could definitely use a back, although I could use Pollock as my backup outfielder, right? Yeah, I could do that because Blackman, he actually just got back from another injury. Hall of Fame game draws bigger TV ratings than Stanley Cup final clincher. Wow, that's surprising. Anyway, sorry, that's some more real life stuff. The NFL Hall of Fame game was played yesterday. If you're watching this in the future, which obviously I guess you are, that was a stupid thing to say, but what could we use? Maybe a new center fielder. I think that's maybe what we should to get because looking at the standings, do we have a realistic shot of making the playoffs? Wow, our division's terrible. Wow. Look at Los Angeles, 68 and 28. Wow. We're only 2 games back in the wild card. We do have a. We're still, what is that, 4 games back in the loss column. So we still do have a realistic chance. There's my Philadelphia Phillies down there. Last place. Hopefully that doesn't happen next year. Hopefully this is not a sign of things to come. Although this is actually pretty realistic, I suppose. Maybe not the Diamondbacks being in this position right now, but like I could definitely see like maybe the Padres, the Brewers, the Rockies, the Marlins. Like you're definitely being, I could see a scenario where this is actually like a real thing. But let's see what's going on. Oh, the Royals are having a bad season. So are the Twins, the Red Sox. Oh wow, that's very surprising. Anyway, got off track. So I need to. I think I kind of have one trade that I think I want to make for a center fielder. So we're gonna go here, and basically what we're gonna do is going to go to their active roster. So I think I'm gonna try to get Mike Trout. You see, he's a very good player, pretty solid. He's only making 15 million, so no, I'm not actually gonna do that. I'm not stupid, so I'm kind of because I was kind of hoping to get maybe like Ben Revere, because that's definitely somebody I would not mind getting, or even Odubel Herrera, but I'm not too sure. What would it take to get Herrera? Actually, let me see. What team is Revere on these days? Revere. He is on the San Francisco Giants. Okay. Let's go to the Giants. Nope, so it's Cliffley. How about that? How's Cliffley doing this year? Ah, not too bad. Where is Ben Revere? Here he is. Yeah, this is definitely the guy I want to get. So, what would it take to get Ben Revere? I hope it wouldn't be much. If they ask for like a top prospect, I'm going to be very upset. Yeah, okay. What can I give them? I could give you maybe Charlie Blackmon and maybe a prospect. Not a top prospect, but oops, wrong way. Maybe oh, Archie Bradley got injured. What? How about Zeke Dotson? Well, what would it take? No, man, I'm not gonna give you Brendan Rodgers. Maybe just a couple of not very good guys. How about Logan Gillespie and Kevin Crone? Okay, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. And there, yeah, there we go. This guy, Socrates. Wait, didn't we just draft this guy? Why is this name familiar? I don't know why this name's familiar. This guy, he's doing good, but I don't like his ratings. Yeah, let's do that. I have no problem at all doing that. So Socrates Brito. So for Ben Revere, we would be trading Charlie Blackmon, who I was kind of hoping he would be good, but he's gotten injured too much. He's not doing too good, average wise or OPS wise. Obviously, it's in a backup role, but Zeke Dotson, our head scout, he kind of likes him. OSA rating favors him more. Actually, no, it doesn't. Wow. Is there any way we can get this deal done without including Dotson? Oh, yes. So we could get away with giving up. Who's this? No idea who this is. Okay. There's only 70. Is there like an old guy you'd want that we can do this without? Like, like, Actually, yeah, let's just do that. So for Ben Revere, be trading Charlie Blackmon, this 17-year-old. I guess, how do we go? This is a guy we got in the draft. Okay. So Kyle Baclofen, relief pitcher. Logan Gillespie, a catcher who looks like he could be, I guess okay. I don't know. Kevin Crone, a first baseman. It's not rated that highly. And Socrates Burrito for Ben Revere. So that is the one trade we'll make. So complete the trade. And now we are going to go to rosters and transactions. Get Ben Revere on the team. And now we're actually going to put him in the starting center field spot. And now Pollock will be the backup outfielder. Bang, bang, bang. Go to here. Put Pollock here, here, and here. And put Ben Revere here. So now we're going to change the lineup up a little bit, I think. Maybe. All right, how about this? How about we do Ben Revere leading off, and then we put Jace Peterson, and then Hechavarria. Are you still doing good? Yes, you are. So, and then we keep maybe NCRT down. Okay, I like this. So we're going to copy this lineup and paste this lineup. Now, do we need a pitcher? I don't know. Do we really need one? Our rotation's doing okay. I can deal with this. Blair's doing okay in his debut season. I like that. Our bullpen's solid. Except for, oh, wow. Sherfy's really regressed. Wow. What the heck happened? Remember when his ERA was like under 2? What the heck happened? All right, well, we'll let him figure that out. His control's not that good. That's probably why his ERA's ballooned up to 5.46. But the rest of our bullpen's doing good. Let's check our team home screen here real quick. 11th in runs scored, 6th in runs against though. First in bullpen ERA. Wow. How are our minor league teams doing? I haven't really highlighted that. So the Reno Races, they are in first place. The Mobile Bay Bears are in fifth. The Visalia Rawhide, fourth. Kane County Cougars, second. Hillsboro Hops, fourth. Missoula Osprey, fourth. Arizona League Diamondbacks are fourth. And our Dominican Rookie League Diamondbacks are sixth. Awesome. Rogers is hitting 250, 321, 340, and 144 at bats. Iser in the Rookie League, I'm not too concerned about that. Yeah, all these guys. Yeah, okay. So I think that's the one thing we're gonna do. Oh wow, we have to face Harvey, Syndergaard, and Wheeler. That's not good. But I think that's the one thing we were gonna do. I think we definitely needed an upgrade over Pollock, and I think Revere represents that. So our pitching will remain the same: Morrow, Corbin, Johnson, De La Rosa, and Blair. With the bullpen of Marshall as the closer, Marmol and Runzler as the setup man, Medina, Bustamante, Barrett, and Sherfy as our mid relief guys. And our lineups: Ben Revere, Jace Pearson, Danny Hechavarria, Paul Goldschmidt, David Peralta, Nick Ahmed, Ender Inciarte, and Oscar Hernandez rounding out the order. So if we're gonna make a run for a wild card spot, I think this team can definitely do it. Because as I mentioned, we were only 2 games out, which I think we were 4 back in the loss column, yeah. So obviously we're not going to win the division, but wild card, it would definitely be cool to win that. Obviously, only our second year here in Arizona. We're not supposed to be this good, but we're only 4 games back of the wild card. Let's just check team history. Last time this team made the playoffs was 2011. That was when they won the NL West. But you see, I think we're definitely going to, obviously, I think we're definitely going to do better than we did last year. Last year, 75 and 87, fourth in the division, 19 games back. This year, 52 and 47. Our expected record is 50 and 49, so maybe we're getting a little lucky, but regardless, it's only 2 game difference. 254 team average. That's actually our best average since 2013, which is actually not that bad. Our team ERA 340. At this point, that's our best ERA ever. Yeah, look at that. That would be our best team ERA ever if we can keep it at 340. That would be incredible. But anyway, I think that'll do it for episode number 4 of this series. Let me just simulate past the trade deadline here. See what happens. Hopefully we won. And we lost. Awesome. So, that'll do it for episode number 4 of our Arizona Diamondbacks franchise here on OOTP 16. Be sure to leave a like if you did enjoy. There will not be a video tomorrow. I work, I believe, like 8 hours or something, so I don't have time to do a video tomorrow. Although maybe, I don't know, I'll have to check the schedule. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. There should be a video of this on Wednesday. And once again, thanks for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful day. See you, if not tomorrow, then Wednesday.